All right, guys. Up for the first review out of the last three Love Club movies is The Love Club Sydney's Journey, starring Lily Gao and Jess Hutch. I thought this was really cute. I'm giving this one a 7 out of 10. So Sydney is one of 4 Love Club friends. She's actually the second movie that dropped. And basically on New Year's Eve, she was dating a guy named Byron who had broken up with her 4 times. And she kept taking him back. So he broke up with her again. And on New Year's Eve, as these friends are sharing their feelings at Lauren's party, Sydney's wondering, should she give Byron another chance? Girl, anybody who done dumped you 4 times, it's going to be a no. Anyway, we find out 10 years later, Sydney still has her heart burning for Byron. She runs into him. Turns out he's about to run a marathon in her city. And then he's asking her if she's going to run the marathon. Sydney used to be a track star in college, but she had an accident. She no longer runs anymore. But she sees this heartthrob Byron, and I'm using heartthrob in quotes because to me, Theo is like, he was doing it, okay? Look how sexy you look over there, back there. But anyway, sometimes us ladies, we get it wrong. And so Sydney got it wrong. Here she thinks that she's got another shot with Byron 10 years later. And we realize that Byron is still a F-boy. And those of you who know who that is, like the type of guy that never knows what he wants, the type of guy that always thinks the grass is green on the other side. And we find out that is exactly what Byron is. And Sydney still smells a whiff of his cologne, and then she's on it. So this is a mess. So now Sydney's trying to train for this marathon so she can get Byron's attention. She hires a trainer, Mike, but Mike gets injured. When he gets injured, he sends his bestie, Theo, to be Sydney's running buddy. So now Sydney and Theo are running together, and they are training for this marathon. Well, actually, Sydney's training. Theo's just trying to get his run up. We find out Theo owns a restaurant, but he only has dinner service because it used to be lunch and dinner, but then there were some financial hardships. And he's kind of stuck in his menu. Like, instead of giving us a sexy burger, Theo is still trying to give us the same old until he becomes friends with Sydney. So now Sydney gives Theo some ideas for his restaurant, how he can get a little razzle-dazzle, make his burger sing. And as Theo starts to fall in love with Sydney, guess what happens? His menu gets better. He's bringing in business. She is helping him blossom, and she doesn't realize he's helping her blossom as a person. As Theo is falling for Sydney realizes she does have some feelings for him, but Byron, she's still on that F-boy status, and she's like, you know what? Byron's probably the one for me. So the Love Club comes to help Sydney out with her love issues. Is it Theo? Is it Byron? First of all, someone who breaks up with you at the hat of a dime every time is probably not somebody that you should be even thinking about dating 10 years later, okay? Because Byron didn't grow up. Turns out Byron is also running the marathon with his ex-girlfriend. They're on a break. And guess what? He's been putting her off all the time, just like he did with Sydney. We now find out why Sydney's stuck on Byron. The night before they broke up, which is New Year's Eve they broke up, she had found an engagement ring, and she thought he was going to propose. But then New Year's Eve, instead of going to Lauren's party with her, Byron breaks up with her. Guess what? 10 years later, Byron has that same engagement ring that he's trying to give his new chick. He kept that same ring from 10 years ago. Trifling, okay? Sydney, this is not the man for you. So now it's time for the marathon, and Sydney is running hard. And she finally realizes Byron's not the right man for her with the help of the Love Club. And she also realizes he's better off with his ex. Then she realizes that Theo is really the guy for her, but she doesn't know if it's too late. So there my girl goes, jogging towards the finish line. She's beating out Byron and his girl, or now fiance, who's wearing Sydney's ring from 10 years ago. Tacky. And she gets her ankle. Her ankle hurts. She gets it sprained. So who comes to her rescue? Theo, and then the rest of the Love Club, and they carry her over the finish line. I am giving the Love Club Sydney's Journey a 7 out of 10. Definitely think not one of Hallmark's best movies, But after what happened with Nicole's pen pal, I would say this is a step in the right direction. And I was super happy for Sydney that she found the right guy, Theo. And now we find out later in Lauren's dream that Sydney and Theo are running the restaurant together. They're creating innovative meals. Theo's restaurant is getting good reviews. And Sydney finds out she has another love besides Trek. All right, hold on, because I want y'all to see what they look like going over the finish line. Hold on there, boo. Hold on. Look at that. We got love and friendship all in one shot. Okay, you see Theo carrying his woman over the finish line, and then you see her friends right there to support her too. Go, Sydney. Go, Sydney. So yes, the Love Club Sydney's Journey is a 7 out of 10, and I do recommend watching it. You guys know how it goes. If it's above 7 that I score a movie, definitely watch it. So the Love Club movies do get better. I know some of y'all were trying to wonder, how could Sydney still be hung up on a guy from 10 years ago? Baby, that's like me and my baby father. It's been 13 years and that's still who I love. And granted, we are still in each other's lives, somewhat. But who you love is who you love. It just took Sydney having a greater love, stronger commitment, and more support that she found in Theo, to really bring out who she belongs with. So just because some of y'all just be forgetting who y'all dated last week doesn't mean everybody's like that. Some of us, we really only get 1 or 2 great loves in this lifetime. So shout out to Sydney finding Theo and Theo finding Sydney. I think this is going to be a wonderful thing, and we get to see this couple really blossom before our eyes. And Byron, he's probably still stringing along old girl that's got Sydney's engagement ring on. Tacky, 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 Byron. By the way, Hallmark knows how to film these guys that are villains, because there was nothing about Byron that was likable. I couldn't wait for him to get off my screen. All right, guys, that is my review for the Love Club Sydney's Journey. 7 out of 10. Definitely give it a try. Hallmark, thank you for the diversity and inclusion, and thank you for the storyline, because yes, it takes some of us a while to get over people. I understand some of y'all get cured, from your past relationships, but some of us just be toxic and like toxic, because I know I do. Toxic is still very sexy to me, but only when it's my baby's father. Anybody else, I need something a bit more healthy. All right, I'm out, guys. Stay tuned for the next review. I'm trying to knock these out one after the other. And I realized when I did the Love Club Nicole's pen pal, I had the same wig on. So this is just the Love Club wig, and I'm feeling fabulous, baby. All right, I'll see y'all in a few.